Hello, MMA enthusiasts. Ever wondered why some fighters don't seem to fit the traditional image of an MMA fighter? Well, let's dive into the world of UFC fighters from Tennessee and find out why underestimating them would be a massive mistake. Sam Alvey, born and raised in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, may not look like the typical MMA fighter with his constant smile and friendly demeanor. But don't let his cheerful disposition fool you. Alvey has a track record of finishing his opponents in the UFC. His fighting style is unique, often leaving his opponents thrilled to see him in the cage, but they should never underestimate him. Alvey made his UFC debut in August 2014 against Tom Watson at UFC Fight Night 47. Despite losing the back-and-forth fight via unanimous decision, he showed his potential with his aggressive and relentless style. His second fight against Dylan Andrews at UFC Fight Night 55 was a different story. Alvey won the fight via knockout in the first round, showcasing his striking power. His performance continued to impress as he won fights against Cesar Ferreira and Dan Kelly via knockout and TKO, respectively, at UFC Fight Night 61 and 65. These victories earned him a Performance of the Night bonus, which is a testament to his exceptional performance in the ring. However, Alvey's journey in the UFC was not all smooth sailing. He lost fights against Derek Brunson and Daniel Sarafian due to TKO in the first round.
Big shots there from Brunson, and Alvey is hurt. Now Alvey goes down. Derek Brunson trying to finish this fight. He does! Derek Brunson!
Despite these setbacks, Alvey bounced back with a win against Elias Theodorou via submission in the first round at UFC Fight Night 89. He then won his third bout in 3 months against Kevin Casey via TKO in the second round at UFC on Fox 21. After a winless streak of 9 fights, Alvey finally broke his losing streak with a win against Cameron Graham at B2 Fighting Series 183. This marked his first win in nearly 5 years in mixed martial arts. Alvey's fighting style is a mix of striking and grappling, with a strong emphasis on knockouts. He has 19 wins by knockout and 3 by submission, demonstrating his versatility in the Octagon. Sean O'Malley, a bantamweight prospect from Tennessee, may not look like a typical MMA fighter with his fluffy hair and tall, skinny frame. But when he steps into the Octagon, his unique fighting style is anything but ordinary. O'Malley, born and raised in Helena, United States, made his UFC debut in July 2017. He has since won 17 of his 18 fights, including a 3-round split decision over Peter Yan and a second-round TKO victory over Aljamain Sterling to win the UFC bantamweight title in August 2023. His fighting style is characterized by thrusts and unorthodox strikes from unexpected angles. He is particularly skilled at striking while off his back, a testament to his versatility and adaptability in the ring. His unique style and fighting skills have earned him a reputation as a prospect to watch out for. O'Malley's record also speaks volumes about his fighting skills. He has 12 wins by knockout and 9 first-round finishes, demonstrating his ability to quickly end fights. Despite his unconventional appearance and fighting style, O'Malley has proven himself to be a formidable opponent in the UFC. His record and fighting skills make him a prospect to watch out for in the bantamweight division. Alexa Grasso, a sweet-looking woman with a smile that belies her fighting prowess, is a force to be reckoned with in the MMA world. Born and raised in Guadalajara, Mexico, Grasso started training in boxing at 14 and later in Muay Thai, which has helped her develop a well-rounded fighting style. She made her professional MMA debut in December 2012 and amassed an undefeated record of 5 wins, 3 by TKO, 2 by decision, and 0 losses in her first 18 months of her career. Her record speaks volumes about her fighting skills. She has 16 wins, 3 losses, and 1 draw, with 4 wins by knockout and 2 by submission. Grasso's ground game is decent, and she always comes to scrap. Her record of 5 wins and 1 loss in the UFC demonstrates her ability to compete at the highest level. Despite her sweet and innocent appearance, she is definitely not someone you should underestimate. Cobell K, a top contender in the EFC, quickly rose to prominence in the division, even challenging for the UFC 205 title. Despite her happy-go-lucky demeanor, she's a skilled fighter with well-rounded skills. Kay, originally from Tennessee, has shown her mettle in the Octagon, demonstrating her fighting prowess. Her victory over the Korean FC Strong champion Rosen Immuniz shows her strength and skill. Despite her seemingly harmless exterior, she steps up to fight when inside the Octagon, showing her well-rounded skills. Kay's record speaks volumes about her fighting skills. She has 10 wins, 3 losses, and 1 draw, with 4 wins by knockout knockout and 2 by submission. Her record in the UFC also shows her ability to compete at the highest level. Despite her sweet and innocent appearance, Kay is a formidable opponent in the UFC. Her record and fighting skills make her a top contender in the EFC. Regis Johnson, despite his small stature, is one of the most complete fighters on the roster. This means that he has a well-rounded skill set which allows him to excel in any aspect of the fight. He is not just strong or fast or good at grappling, but he is all of these things at once. This is a rare combination that makes him one of the most formidable fighters in the UFC. The phrase out-wrestled world-class wrestlers refers to Johnson's ability to defeat opponents who are skilled in wrestling. Wrestling is a grappling technique that involves taking an opponent to the ground and controlling them there. Johnson has demonstrated his ability to apply wrestling techniques effectively in the Octagon, showing that he can not only take an opponent down, but also control them effectively on the ground. This means that he is not just a striker or a grappler, but a fighter who can switch between these roles as needed. The phrase submitted Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belts refers to Johnson's ability to submit opponents who are skilled in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is a martial art that focuses on ground fighting and submission grappling. A black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is a high level of skill and experience, and to be able to submit a black belt is a significant achievement. This shows Johnson's skill in grappling and his ability to control his opponents on the ground. This means that he is not just a striker or a grappler, but a fighter who can switch between these roles as needed. In conclusion, Regis Johnson's status as one of the best pound-for-pound fighters is not just a result of his small stature, but also his complete skill set, his ability to excel in any aspect of the fight, and his success against highly skilled opponents. Luke Rockhold, a former UFC Boudreaux champion, is considered one of the most complete fighters in the 185-pound division. Despite his model-like looks, he's a dangerous man who can finish his opponent on the feet or wrap them up in a submission. Rockhold's model-like looks might lead you to underestimate his fighting abilities, but that would be a mistake. His model-like appearance is just a facade. He's a former UFC middleweight champion, a 2-time world champion, and has also won the Strikeforce Middleweight Championship. These accomplishments speak volumes about his skills and abilities as a fighter. Rockhold is a dangerous man who can finish his opponent on the feet or wrap them up in a submission. This means he is not just a striker or a grappler, but a fighter who can switch between these roles as needed. He's known for his Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, a martial art that focuses on ground fighting and submission grappling. His skills in this area, along with his striking abilities, make him a formidable opponent in the Octagon. In conclusion, Luke Rockhold's status as one of the most complete fighters in the 185-pound division is not just a result of his model-like looks, but also his complete skill set, his ability to excel in any aspect of the fight, and his success against highly skilled opponents. Paige Van Zandt is the top UFC flyweight, a title that would make a person think she must be a model. But when she fights, she's willing to get bloodied up with her opponent and will not give up. Van Zandt's good looks might lead you to underestimate her fighting abilities, but that would be a mistake. Her good looks are just a facade. She's a former UFC strawweight champion, a 2-time world champion, and has also won the Strikeforce Strawweight Championship. These accomplishments speak volumes about her skills and abilities as a fighter. Van Zandt is a dangerous woman who can finish her opponent on the feet or wrap them up in a submission. This means she's not just a striker or a grappler, but a fighter who can switch between these roles as needed. She's known for her Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, a martial art that focuses on ground fighting and submission grappling. Her skills in this area, along with her striking abilities, make her a formidable opponent in the Octagon. In conclusion, Paige Van Zandt's status as the top UFC flyweight is not just a result of her good looks, but also her complete skill set, her ability to excel in any aspect of the fight, and her success against highly skilled opponents. Finally, we have these fighters may not look like traditional MMA fighters, but they are some of the most talented and powerful fighters in the UFC. They prove that appearances can be deceiving, and it's the skill and determination inside the Octagon that truly counts. So, the next time you watch a UFC fight, don't judge a book by its cover. You might just be missing out on one of the most exciting fights of the night. And that's it for today's episode. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content.